Hello everyone, I am Vasanti from EC Department, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology. Today I am going to discuss about microprocessor. Okay? What is microprocessor? So microprocessor is a CPU on a single chip. CPU on a single chip. That is, the CPU is mounted on a single integrated circuit. That is, a CPU is mounted on a single integrated circuit. So today I'll discuss about the 8086 microprocessor. 8086 microprocessor. Let's briefly I discuss about the features of 8086. Features of 8086. So the first feature of 8086 is it is a It is a 16-bit microprocessor. So what is the meaning of 16-bit microprocessor? So when we say it is a 16-bit means it depends upon the size of the ALU. Size of ALU. It means the ALU is nothing but the arithmetic logic unit. It can perform operation on 16-bit binary numbers. And second thing is the size of the data bus. Size of data bus. Okay. So when we say it is a 16-bit microprocessor, it depends upon the size of the ALU. It indicates that the size of the ALU is 16-bit and size of the data bus is also 16-bit. This is the first feature of 8086. Second one. So we'll see the size of the data bus and address bus. Data bus, 16 bits. Address bus, 20 bits. What does it indicate? So when we say it is a 16-bit data bus, at any given time, the processor can transmit or receive 16 binary bits through the data bus. When we say address bus is a 20 bits, it means 2 to the power 20 equal to 1 megabyte of memory. Okay? So 1 megabyte of memory can be interfaced to 8086 microprocessor. So third feature of 8086 is it has 14 16-bit registers. 14 16-bit registers. So registers which are available in 8086 are all registers are the size is 16-bit size. Okay. Fourth feature is it supports parallelism. So what is the meaning of parallelism? So here 8086 architecture contains the two separate units. One is instruction unit. One is execution unit and second one is the bus interface unit. So these two units are independent of each other and they are performing their own operation. So we say 8086 supports parallelism. Fifth feature of 8086 is it supports pipelining. It supports pipelining. So here architecture of 8086 contains 6-byte instruction queue. 6-byte instruction queue. So here this instruction queue is used to fetch the instructions in advance, and they are stored in a queue. So maximum 6 instructions. If each instruction size is 1 byte, then maximum we can store 6 instructions in the instruction queue. The size of the maximum size of the instruction in 8086 is 6 bytes. So if one instruction is fetched whose size is 16-bit, then minimum one instruction can be stored in instruction queue. Okay, I'll discuss briefly about the register organization in 8086 microprocessor. There are basically 4 types of registers are there. First one is general purpose registers. Yeah. So first one, general purpose register. Second one, segment registers. Flag register, and last one is index or pointers. Okay, so the registers in 8086 are broadly classified into 4 types: general purpose registers, segment registers, flag register, and index or pointers. Let's see one by one. In 8086, there are 4 types of general purpose registers: AX register, BX register, CX register, and DX register. So all these register size is 16-bit. So AX register, what is AX register? It is accumulator. Okay, so AX register is known as the accumulator, and this register is used as a destination register. It means whenever any operation is performed, the result is stored in the AX register, that is destination register. And this AX register can be split into 2 8-bit registers. This is split into 2 registers, AL and AH. Lower byte of AX register is known as AL register, and higher byte of AX register is used as the AH register. As per the task, we can use either 8-bit registers or only 16-bit register. Okay. Second general purpose register is BX register. This is known as base register, and this register can be used as a 2 8-bit registers. BL and BH. So lower byte of BX register is known as BL register, higher byte is known as BH register. Third one is CX register. This register is also 16-bit register, and this register can be used as a counter. So CX register also can be used as a 2 8-bit registers, CL and CH. And last general purpose register is DX register. This register can be used for the two purposes. One is we can store the address of the input output port in DX register whenever in and out instructions are executed. So when in and out instructions are executed, the address of the specific port can be stored in DX register. And second purpose is in multiplication and division, we are using DX register as a implied. Multiplication and division. So whenever we perform two 16-bit multiplication of two 16-bit numbers, the maximum product possibility is 32-bit. 32-bit. So here, general purpose register size is 16-bit. So it is not possible to store the result 32-bit result in only one register. So here, DX register is used to store the higher 16 bits of the product, and lower 16 bit of the product are stored in AX register. So this is about general purpose register. Okay. Next is the segment register. When it comes to the segment registers, again, four types of segment registers are there. First one is code segment register. Second one, data segment register. Third one, stack segment register. And fourth one, extra segment register. So where these registers are used? Basically, the 8086 microprocessor contains 20 address lines. Okay? 20 address lines. With the help of 20 address lines, 1 megabyte of memory can be addressed. So here, the 1 megabyte of memory is divided logically into 16 segments. Size of each segment is 64 kilobytes. So these 16 segments, so out of these 16 segments, microprocessor uses at any given time only 4 segments. They are code segment, data segment, extra segment, and stack segment. So code segment register is used to store the base address of the code segment. Data segment register is used to store the base address of data segment. Similarly, stack segment register is used to store the base address of stack segment. And last one is extra segment register. This register is used to store the base address of extra segment. Okay. So third type of register is a flag register. So flag register is a 16-bit flag register, and here it contains 9 flags. So this flag register contains 9 flags. There are two types of flags are there. Status flags and machine control flags. Machine control flags. So out of these 9 flags, 6 flags are known as status flags and 3 flags are known as machine control flags. So what is the meaning of status flags? So whenever the processor is performing any operation, these flags become set or reset. It shows the status of the operation. That is, the first one is the carry flag. So if the carry is generated after addition operation, then this flag is in set state, otherwise it is in reset state. Similarly, auxiliary carry flag. So when carry is generated from lower nibble to higher nibble in addition operation, then this flag is in set state. If result of operation is 0, then 0 flag is in set state, otherwise it is in reset state. Sign flag. So this sign flag is used only in signed operations. So when the result of operation is negative, then this flag is in set state, otherwise it is in reset state. Overflow flag. So when we try to store the result which is larger than the size of the destination register, then showing the error, this flag is in the set state. It indicates that some fault operation is performed. Next comes to the machine control flags. There are 3 types of machine control flags are there. D indicates direction flag, I indicates interrupt flag, T indicates trap flag. So what is the meaning of direction flag? So whenever we perform the string operations, then in auto increment mode, if we want to perform the process, then D flag, direction flag is in set state. If we want it to be in the auto decrement mode, then this flag should be in reset state. Next one is the I. I indicates interrupt flag. So when interrupt flag is in set state, it indicates that the microprocessor recognizes the maskable interrupts. Otherwise, it can decline. So T indicates the trap flag. So trap flag, when this flag is in set state, microprocessor enters into single step execution mode. So this is about the flag register. Okay, so fourth type of the register is index or pointers. So again, five types of registers are there: SI, DI, SP, BP, and IP. So what is the meaning of SI? SI indicates source index register. So in instruction, opcode is there and source operand and destination operand. So this source index register is used to store the offset address of the source operand. DI, destination index register. So DI register is used to store the offset address of destination operand. Stack pointer, SP indicates the stack pointer. Stack pointer shows the top of the stack. Instruction pointer, IP indicates instruction pointer. So this register stores the address of the next instruction which the processor has to execute. So this is about the register organization of 8086.